So Logan Paul and KSI have finally destroyed YouTube. I know it took them a while, but they did it. What's up guys, my name is Aidan and this is Aidan Films, a channel where you learn everything you need to know as a creator. If you aren't already, be sure to subscribe and click that bell so you can be notified every single time I make a new video, because that would be awesome. So as you know, yesterday millions of people watched social media influencers and YouTubers KSI and Logan Paul have it out in a boxing match at Manchester Arena, which is in Manchester. The hype leading up to this fight has been absolutely insane. It's been all over YouTube, all over social media, all over KSI and Logan Paul's channels. And this all started at the beginning of the year after KSI won his fight against Joe Weller and he called out Logan. And to be honest, at that time of year, after all the controversy in January, we were all kind of hoping for Logan to be beat up in a boxing match. So yeah, it kind of all snowballed from there, and yeah, here we are. 21,000 people were in attendance at Manchester Arena to watch the two YouTubers pummel each other to death. Another 800,000 paid the ridiculously high price of $10 to view the official stream. And then 1.2 million people found themselves watching a pirated Twitch stream. So to all of you 1.2 million people who watched the stream for free, good for you, getting those freebies. And I mean, that is an insane number of people if you think about it. Almost 1.3 million with an M people watching this fight, if not more. And I mean, that's pretty insane. And you know, in the months leading up to the fight, I hadn't been keeping up on it a ton, but after researching it a little bit as it got closer, I really wasn't sure who I thought would win. You know, KSI had already had some boxing experience under his belt, but Logan was so dedicated to restoring his name. Part of me thought that since KSI had some experience, he might have slacked a little bit in the training, but I really didn't know what to think in terms of who was better. So, I guess I was just gonna figure it out on the fight day. So after tuning into some pirated streams and watching the fight, I probably shouldn't tell everyone that I watched pirated versions. You know, I don't want to get demonetized. Just kidding, I don't get monetized, So the fight was pretty intense. There were punches thrown. It was all pow, 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 and it was pretty cray-cray, but then it was a draw. There were no losers in the fight. Everyone's a winner. We all go home with a trophy. We get that participation medal. You know, it's all good because we're kids and we cannot deal with disappointment. So that's basically how it turned out. But now with the rematch, all of this hype that's been building up is just going to continue being built up, and it's going to get even crazier. And I mean, part of me thinks that maybe it was rigged. I don't know. Could just be a publicity stunt for them to get money, but hey, why would it be that? I really don't see any reason that they would plan a boxing match in order for them just to get money, and in order for them to, you know, just become more famous and get money and have people waste their money. Like, why would they do that? I mean, I don't think they do that, but and I think with this event being so big, it definitely paves the way for more events like this to follow, including the boxing rematch. And while it is great that YouTube is getting a ton more attention through this event, I wouldn't necessarily say it's positive attention. It's not negative either, but it's kind of mid-ground. I think since this is one of the first huge YouTube events of its kind, it's drawing a different audience into YouTube. It's pulling even more of the Jake Paulers and the Logangers and the KSIers into YouTube, and it's kind of hurting the more professional people. Sure, this event might be pushing YouTube more and more into the mainstream, but we have to be careful about which mainstream we're pushing it into. So by drawing the wrong people into the whole YouTube world, we are also hurting the more professional channels, including the photography and filmmaking and other channels of those sorts. And this is not to say that there aren't any big filmmakers or photographers on YouTube, but seeing these channels' stats and seeing that they're not growing as steeply as Logan Paul, for instance, that just means that this event isn't necessarily bringing the right viewers for the professional channels. Like it or not, right now, Logan Paul and KSI are kind of the face of YouTube, and when someone thinks of YouTube, they're probably going to be thinking of people like Logan Paul and KSI. Therefore, kind of putting a pretty big dent in the photographer and filmmaking game on YouTube. But there still is hope. This was just one big YouTube event, and I'm sure in the future, as YouTube becomes more mainstream, we'll see some events that are related to other genres of videos. So, we just gotta stay tuned for the whole adventure of that. And I gotta say, it's pretty exciting seeing YouTube attracting so many people to these events and just slowly becoming more and more mainstream. It's pretty cool. That said, great job to Logan and KSI for pulling this off. I personally am not a fan of either of their channels, but I am a fan of them pushing to make YouTube more mainstream. I think it eventually will help us all out in the long run. We just have to kind of stick around for the ride and see what happens. That is today's video, guys. If you liked it, leave a like, and if you are new around here, consider subscribing and turning on that bell so you can be notified every single time I make a new video. That would be great. And with all that said, guys, that will pretty much wrap up today's video. Thank you guys for watching. Stay awesome, and I will see you in the next video.
They try to bring a sucker down, singing louder than the crowd. Listen the rhythm, I'm feeling brand new. Keep pushing forward, it's gonna save you. Never look down, love, not when we shine so bright. This time